The role of Batman in DC's new universe is still up for grabs, sparking heated debates among fans about who should wear the mantle of the Dark Knight. But it seems like the decision is getting closer, and one name has been gaining traction among the audience: Alan Ritchson. The actor hasn't just expressed interest in the role. He even claimed he would take on the part for free. But does he really have a shot, and how could this potential choice impact the future of DC? Let's break it down. Alan Ritchson and his campaign for the role. Alan Ritchson has made it clear that he wants to play Batman on the big screen. In interviews, he has openly expressed his admiration for the character, and more recently, he even stated that he would take the role without pay. Of course, that doesn't mean he would actually work for free. Actors often say things like this to show their passion for a role and to grab the studio's attention. But this move could be a smart one, and might make James Gunn seriously consider him for the role. James Gunn has already indicated that the Brave and the Bold will introduce an older, more experienced Batman who has been active in Gotham for years and is already the father of Damian Wayne. This means DC will likely look for an actor with a more mature profile, both in appearance and industry experience. And this is where Alan Ritchson could have an advantage, given that he has already starred in successful projects. Why Alan Ritchson could be a great Batman? Ritchson has several factors working in his favor when it comes to playing the Dark Knight. The first is his previous experience in the superhero world. He played Hank Hawk in Titans, a DC series. Even though the show had mixed reviews, his performance stood out. He delivered a character that was aggressive, imposing, and emotionally layered, all essential traits for Batman. But it was with Reacher on Amazon Prime Video that he truly showcased his potential. In this series, he plays Jack Reacher, a highly trained ex-military operative who is brutally efficient. The character combines intelligence, intensity, and an intimidating physical presence, all of which also define Batman. Additionally, Ritchson has an impressive physique. Standing at 6 feet 3 inches (1.91 meters) with a muscular build, he could bring a version of Batman that commands respect just with his presence, something that hasn't been fully explored in recent versions of the hero. Another advantage is that he is already proven capable of delivering convincing action scenes. In Reacher, he executes brutal and well-choreographed fight sequences, which could translate perfectly into a more violent and experienced Batman in DC's new universe. The impact of his casting on DC's new universe. If DC seriously considers Alan Ritchson for the role, it could signal a different approach for James Gunn's new universe. Instead of casting a Hollywood A-lister, like they did with Robert Pattinson, they might bet on an actor who already has experience in the genre, but hasn't yet reached mainstream superstardom. This could reflect DC's strategy of prioritizing quality and character accuracy over just hiring big names. Moreover, Ritchson's casting could directly influence other characters in the film, such as Damian Wayne. If DC opts for a more physically imposing and experienced Batman, this could suggest that Damian will be portrayed as a very young and inexperienced Robin, creating an interesting contrast. We still don't know exactly what the tone of the Brave and the Bold will be, but some clues suggest that the film could take on a more mature and intense approach. With Ritchson in the role, we might see a more violent and aggressive Batman, similar to Ben Affleck's portrayal in Batman v Superman. His experience with realistic fight scenes in Reacher could be a major advantage in that regard. The challenges Alan Ritchson faces in landing the role. Despite all his strengths, there are some obstacles that could prevent Ritchson from getting the role. The first is DC's vision for the Brave and the Bold. James Gunn and Peter Safran have been unpredictable in their casting choices. When many expected an established Superman, they cast David Corenswet to give the character a fresh start. This means the studio could surprise us again and choose an unexpected name for Batman. Another factor is that, while Ritchson's physicality is an advantage for Batman, it might be visually awkward next to Corenswet's Superman. Having a human Batman appear physically larger and stronger than a godlike Superman could feel off in some scenes. Competition is also a problem. Bigger names like Jensen Ackles, Jake Gyllenhaal, and even Josh Brolin have been rumored for the role. If DC wants a more commercially bankable name, Ritchson could be overlooked. Additionally, even though his performance in Reacher was solid, he is still not seen as a top-tier Hollywood actor. The studio might prefer someone with more international recognition to attract a broader audience. How does Alan Ritchson compare to previous Batmans? If Alan Ritchson were to take on the role, how would he compare to some of the most iconic versions of Batman, like Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, and Robert Pattinson? Each actor brought something unique to the character. Bale delivered a realistic and strategic Batman, emphasizing the hero's intelligence and meticulous planning. Affleck, on the other hand, portrayed a brutal and battle-worn version, a Batman who had already been fighting crime for decades and had lost much of his faith in humanity. Meanwhile, Pattinson took a different approach, presenting a more introspective and detective-focused Batman, highlighting the character's investigative side in a way we hadn't seen before. Ritchson could bring a fresh balance to the role, combining Affleck's imposing physical presence with Bale's intense and calculated performance. His background in action-packed roles proves that he has the ability to deliver fight sequences that could be even more visceral and hard-hitting than what we've seen so far. If DC is looking for a Batman who is both physically intimidating and strategically sharp, Ritchson might just be the perfect fit. For now, Alan Ritchson seems to be betting big on the possibility of playing Batman. His experience in action roles, imposing presence, and passion for the character work in his favor. However, the final decision is in DC's hands. The studio may decide to go in a completely different direction, as they have done with other characters in their new cinematic universe. But what do you think? Would Alan Ritchson be the ideal Batman for DC's new universe? Or do you have another actor in mind? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button to support the channel. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on the DC universe. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, there are 2 more you definitely need to watch. First, our deep dive into the Superman test screenings and how critics reacted. Was it a massive success or a complete disaster? Will this movie live up to the hype, or are there already signs of trouble that could disappoint fans? We break down all the early reactions and what they mean for the future of the DC universe. And then, this other video about Captain America's deleted scenes. Some of them could have changed his entire story, from having a different love interest to even passing the mantle to a new successor. Don't miss out.